New Year celebrations turn tragic. Luxury alpine resort shrouded in mourning. 40 killed in a devastating explosion. How did the deadly blaze spread? How were the escape routes overwhelmed?
A deadly explosion and fire have shattered New Year celebrations at a luxury alpine ski resort in Switzerland, killing at least 47 people and leaving dozens more injured. One day after the blast at a crowded bar in Crans, Montana, investigators are still working to determine exactly what went wrong and how a night meant to welcome the new year turned into one of the country's deadliest nightlife disasters in recent memory. Look at these new videos that have been released by the witnesses. Listen.
Oh la dinguerie! Oh gros, bouge.
Authorities are piecing together how the fire started, how quickly it spread, and why so many people were unable to escape in time. Swiss police say the explosion occurred at around 1:30 a.m. local time. At the time, the venue was packed with more than 100 people inside. The bar itself has a capacity of up to 300 people across 2 floors plus a terrace. However, the blast was followed by an intense fire. Images from the scene show flames tearing through part of the building, with fire engines, ambulances and police vehicles flooding the area as emergency crews worked through the night. Authorities have confirmed at least 47 fatalities and as many as 115 serious injuries. Officials warned that the number could still change. Right after the devastating blaze ripped through the resort, the entire area was immediately sealed off and a temporary no-fly zone was imposed over the resort to allow emergency and investigative operations to continue. However, hospitals across Switzerland were quickly overwhelmed. Valais Hospital's intensive care unit reached capacity, forcing doctors to transfer patients to facilities in Lausanne, Geneva and Zurich. According to authorities, most of the injured remain in serious condition. As investigators examine the cause, attention is turned to the construction of the bar itself. Officials and witnesses say that much of the interior, including the ceiling and roof, was made of wood, a factor believed to have contributed to how rapidly the fire spread. Prosecutors say several hypotheses are being examined. Authorities have ruled out terrorism, stressing there is no indication this tragedy was a deliberately orchestrated attack. While the exact trigger remains unclear, investigators believe the fire engulfed the room extremely quickly, leading to an explosion. But in the meantime, 2 women who were inside told local media that the fire appeared to begin near the ceiling after candles were placed on champagne bottles during the celebrations. But according to experts, it's not the ceiling itself that begins to burn, but the acoustic insulation on the ceiling. The experts are now saying that cheap material was probably used to construct the insulation. Good acoustic foam hardly burns and is even self-extinguishing. So what is now clear is that the conditions inside the bar became deadly within moments. Police say the venue was crowded and early findings suggest escape routes were limited, with narrow stairways and exits becoming overwhelmed as people tried to get out. Even so, officials have not yet released individual causes of death. In the meantime, authorities maintain that many victims suffered severe burns and smoke inhalation and likely died due to asphyxiation. Several people who were inside or near the bar that night have spoken to media about what they experienced. Take a look at what eyewitnesses said.
Juste entré parce qu'on avait des amis là-bas. Et moi je la forçais parce que j'avais juste trop besoin d'aller aux toilettes. Et on est descendu. J'ai vu un ami à moi. Et genre on a vu le feu et on est directement remonté. Et genre j'ai pris le bras de mon ami. Mais genre après j'ai monté les escaliers et je l'ai lâché et là il me répond plus.
On crie au feu et puis on s'est dit que c'était une blague ou que c'était pas forcément sérieux. Et puis d'un coup, très gros nuage de fumée noire, on n'arrivait plus à respirer et puis de notre tête il faut sortir, donc tout le monde sort, mais ça a fait un attroupement, donc nous on n'a pas pu sortir, donc on a essayé de se cacher. Puis moi quand je suis remonté en haut, je me suis dit que soit j'allais y passer ou...
On était en Montana, mais il y avait des gens, ils paniquaient, enfin l'information elle est arrivée tout de suite. On s'est mis à courir, Et on est arrivé là devant Constellation, mais c'était déjà tout barré, il y avait la police, l'ambulance. Et on voyait les gens qui criaient, ils couraient, les gens ils mettaient aussi les parties du corps dans la neige, parce qu'ils brûlaient, ils étaient en train de brûler. On a vu aussi les corps. Je sais pas s'ils étaient morts ou pas, j'en ai aucune idée. Mais il y avait des gens qui étaient dans 1900, le bar devant.
Authorities say the focus now is on identifying the victims and informing their families. Officials have confirmed that some of the victims are foreign nationals. Valais Police Commander Frederic Gisler has emphasized that forensic teams are working to reconstruct the sequence of events, while investigators continue to examine the building and interview survivors. Now, the identification of victims is proving difficult. Many corpses are charred beyond recognition, and the authorities expect a lengthy operation lasting days to weeks, requiring dental status and DNA checks. Amongst the victims of this tragedy was the Italian golf talent Emanuele Gallopini, who was just 17 years old. He went to the Swiss ski bar with his friends. This young Italian living in Dubai was on the list of missing persons published by the Italian Foreign Ministry. Gallopini is the first identified victim of the tragedy. With a small population of around 15,000, the area is said to have a close-knit community as well as being a low-ski place for celebrities to go skiing, golfing and dining. One of the locals who was grieving the loss of a friend, Laurent, said that he is surprised that it took so long until something happened. According to him, safety regulations were very lax. He said people smoked inside. It seemed to me as if the operators kept turning a blind eye. To remind viewers, the investigators have not pinned any reason for this fire yet. All that is speculated comes from online sources and eyewitnesses. The state is mourning as well. The president has called it one of the worst tragedies in Swiss history. Till now, a reception center and helpline have been set up to support families and those searching for loved ones. As the investigation continues, authorities are expected to review fire safety standards, crowd capacity regulations, emergency exits and evacuation procedures at nightlife venues across the region. Remember, the Crans-Montana resort is located in the heart of the Swiss Alps, around 40 kilometers north of the Matterhorn, and is internationally known for luxury skiing, nightlife and holiday tourism. Crans-Montana also has a lengthy history as an important stop on the professional skiing circuit. The resort was the site of the 1987 FIS World Alpine Skiing Championships, which famously introduced the Super G discipline to the World Championships and is set to host the 2027 World Championships in February of next year. Crans-Montana is also a prominent fixture in the annual Alpine Skiing World Cup for both men and women. Let's look at who were the owners of this bar. Well, French media, citing the local property register, have reported that the bar was owned by two French nationals, Jacques and Jessica Moretti, who bought Le Constellation in 2015 and also owned a hamburger restaurant in Crans-Montana, as well as a third establishment in a nearby village. When they opened their bar, which was described as an elegant space with a festive atmosphere on the Crans-Montana website in December 2015, it's believed that it was also one of the few bars in the ski resort that allowed revelers who were 16 years and over inside rather than having to be 18. What was meant to be a night celebrating the new year turned into one of mourning. For now, our thoughts are with the victims, their families and all those affected by this devastating blast.
New Year celebrations turn tragic. Luxury alpine resort shrouded in mourning. 40 killed in a devastating explosion. How did the deadly blaze spread? How were the escape routes overwhelmed?